What's up, everybody? Welcome to another new this week. I think this is episode 10. I'm always wrong when I say that, and I always forget to look. I think this is either episode 9 or 10, though. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for just about 1.1 thousand subscribers. If you guys are new here, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And just in case you are new here, this is just a weekly series I do where everything that dropped the week prior, I just kind of give a brief breakdown and talk about my favorite theme from the album, or I just kind of talk about what I thought about the single, if I liked it, all that stuff. So we actually have a big list this week, so we're going to hop on into this, but I do want to say one more thing. There's going to be albums coming out this year, stuff like Trippie Redd's Trips at Night, Mosey's Universal, specific projects that I'm really excited for. I'm going to do separate videos for on this channel like I did for Neon Shark. But when we get to actual just like singles or projects like in this video, we're going to be talking about Clever's album for artists I'm not too big on. I'm just going to be putting them in here, but I want to update you guys with that. So if you're wondering why when we start getting to bigger albums releasing, why they're not in the new this week, it's because they're going to have their own separate video, but I'll still give a brief breakdown of them in this series. Alright, so with that being said, we need to hop on into this. So I'm going to start with Iann Dior's new song that he released with, I'm pretty sure the producer's name is iann, and I don't know if I'm saying that right for sure, so if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, but this song is really good. It's definitely more back to the traditional Iann Dior, just like Nothing's Ever Good Enough feeling or vibe type song, which is why I like the song as much as I do. I think this song is going to be super underrated because I haven't really seen anyone talk about it, so make sure to check this new Iann song out because it's really good, and if you've been missing the Nothing's Ever Good Enough vibes from Iann, then this song definitely has that in it. And then let's talk about Clever's album. Now, there's a few things. I did not know that this album was like a Juice WRLD themed album other than the track list having that name and then Life's a Mess 2 being one of the songs on the track list. But a lot of you guys DM me and told me to go listen to this album because there's some basically the whole album is around Juice. Now, I'm not a huge fan of how it's portrayed in this album. Like, for example, the 999 on there, it's just nothing. And I'm assuming it's just like a word of silence or moment of silence for Juice, which that's pretty cool. But just the way it transitions into the skit or talking about like dreams, I'm not a fan of that, but I do like the song Skittles off this album with Lil Baby, which is surprising because I'm not really a Clever fan and I'm not really a Lil Baby fan, but I actually think that song surprises me. Honestly, I think Clever did better than Lil Baby on that beat, which is again kind of weird because I like Lil Baby more than Clever. But yeah, I don't want to really dive too much into this album just because I'm not a fan of how the whole Juice thing was portrayed with the name of the track list, the order it was set, the way he handled like the interludes and stuff. I'm just not a fan of that personally, but I can see people enjoying that, and if it works for you, it worked for you, and that's cool. But that's just what I think about Clever's new album. I also want to talk about KSI, Polo G, and Youngblood's new song. This song definitely is weird. It's the first time I've heard Polo G on something that's not just a more like emotional beat. It's a more hyped up pop beat. So I think Polo G did really good on this new song. He's definitely my favorite sounding. And then I would have to say Youngblood and then KSI if I was ranking them, just because I think the beat fits Youngblood perfectly, like just to begin with. And then KSI, I've never really listened to a lot of his music. I do like Down Like That, and I used to listen to Wake Up Call with Trippie. But other than those, and it's not that I'm not really a huge fan of KSI, I just haven't really listened to him. But this song's alright. A lot of you recommended I listen to it, so shout out to everyone that did. And yeah, I think it's an alright song. Moving on to Mosey released a leaked song that is going to be on his new album Universal. I kind of talked about this in my video on Universal if you want to check that out. The name of the song is Try Me with DJ Scheme. This is probably my favorite thing that Mosey's released. This is a leak that I did listen to a few times, but other than that, it didn't ruin the song for me or anything like that. Still a fan of it. I think it's a good song. I just wish the quality of it was a little bit better. I feel like the quality is the exact same on the leak, and it's just a low quality in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I do enjoy the song, and I'd probably say this and Holy Water are my favorites that he's released so far, but Enough has really been growing on me, so I'm just getting really excited for Universal, and hopefully we get this album soon. But we also have MGK and Corpse released a song. Now, I don't want like any Corpse fans to come hate me. I'm just not a fan of like the type of yell rap, or well, I guess not even rap. I guess it's more like alternative punk. I'm not a huge fan of the style they were going for, but I can definitely see and respect what they were trying to do on the song. I'm a fan of MGK, and I've never really listened to Corpse just because It just doesn't sound like my type of artist, so I didn't really figure there was a reason for me to. If you guys think I'm wrong about that and I should check him out, I definitely can, but I'm just not a huge fan of the new single that they released last Friday, but I see where the audience is for it, and I can see this song doing really well on like TikTok or just being a really big hit for Corpse and MGK, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And now lastly, something else I'm not a fan of is the Holiday released a new song called Ops. Honestly, the Holiday hasn't been growing on me too well lately. I haven't really listened to his project Bat Boy that much this year. It didn't really stick with me that much after the initial listens, and this new song is just a new style he's trying out to diversify, but I really don't think he's doing this that well. I don't think his label is doing the best with marketing him. I think he needs to stick with a sound that he knows for sure his fans like, which I feel like is the style he was doing on Bat Boy. And then I think he needs to try and catch a good wave off of that and then switch it up and start releasing some other stuff. Because I know Holiday has a big vault and he has a lot of stuff that he wants to put out, I'm assuming. And it's probably cool for him to be able to put a song like this out. And I mean, it's props to him. If he can do it and it does well, that's awesome. But I just think that he should focus on a specific sound. And then once he starts getting a big audience off of that, then switch it up a bit. But that's just my thoughts. Not a huge fan of the new Holiday song, but I can understand why he was trying to diversify and switch everything up, because a lot of the songs out previously were just sad type songs. But that's all for this video, guys. This is probably the longest episode in a while. So if you guys are new here, just make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to tune in next Friday for another episode of New This Week. And we'll see you guys in the next video.